first graders, how are you? Mr. Woodchuck here. Today we're going to work in an app called Scratch Junior. Scratch Junior is a free app, so if you have a tablet at home or an iPad, your own iPad at home, you can definitely download that for free or have mom and dad do that. If you have a school iPad, then you can also just get that out of self-service if you don't have that. So Scratch and self-service, you would have to go into the self-service app right here, tap on it, and then look for Scratch and install it. I already have it on my computer, so I would not need to install it. So I'm just gonna exit out of here, press the belly button, and find Scratch on my iPad. So again, if you have your own tablet or your own iPad, you might have to have mom and dad download Scratch Junior for you as an app. This is free. You can use this as much as you want. It's a great app. So I'm going to tap on this app, and the project we're going to do today is create a snowman. And when you first load Scratch, it's going to ask you to use your microphone and your camera. You can go ahead and say OK or allow that. It's going to come up to a screen where it shows 3 circles, a home, an apple, and a question mark, I believe. Just click on the home since you're at home, and then again it's going to click on home again here to take you to your projects page, and your projects page is going to be empty or blank. I have 5 or 6 projects here, 6 it looks like, and I'm going to create a new project by clicking on the plus sign with the blue circle. So go ahead and click on the plus sign with the blue circle, and when you click on that, it's going to bring you to Scratch's home page or creation page. And there's just a couple of things here that we'll talk about today. So we've talked about in class the arrow that makes Scratch go to the right, the arrow that makes Scratch go to the left, up and down on your paper. So you just would drag these down to your workspace, tap on it, and Scratch would move 1 step. You can change that 1 step to more steps by tapping on that 1 and changing the number. Now Scratch is going to move 5 steps. And I'm going to tap that arrow, and there we go. Scratch moved 5 steps. And you can take your finger and move Scratch anywhere on your paper. For today's activity, we're going to create a little story using Scratch. I'm going to drag this arrow block back up into the palette bar here and get rid of it. That's how you would delete a block. But I'm going to get a background first. And to get a background, I'm going to tap on my background or the picture frame up here. And you have all kinds of backgrounds to choose from. And I'm going to choose the Arctic scene. So I'm going to choose a wintry scene because I'm going to make a snowman today. I'm going to click on the check mark, and there's my Arctic scene. I'm going to click on the plus sign now, and I'm going to add a new character. I'm going to add 2 new characters, but I'm going to build my own character first. I'm going to click on that plus sign and click on this paintbrush right here. And I'm going to build a snowman. So there's a lot of tools in here that we'll get to know and that you're going to use today. So the first tool that you're going to use is the circle tool. I'm going to build the medium, the large, and the small ball for the 3 parts of the snowman. So I'm going to click on that circle tool, and I'm just going to drag my finger across the screen here to start making the circle, and I'm dragging it in a diagonal way. If I drag it straight up, it makes an oval. If I make it straight across, it makes an oval again. So I have to drag it up in a diagonal way to make a circle. I'm going to make that circle fairly large. There we go, something like that. And I'm going to move that circle towards the center of my screen in just a little bit. But now I'm going to make another circle, a medium-sized circle. So I'm going to drag up in a diagonal way, and that looks pretty good. And now I'm going to make a small circle for the head. Alright, those are my 3 circles. So just dragging your finger across the screen, and you might have to try again. If you make a mistake, you can always hit this undo button here. If you hit that undo button, that's going to take away what you previously did. So that's a great button to know and use. So I'm going to remake that head again. And now I'm going to press this arrow. And then by pressing this arrow means I can move my created shapes anywhere I want on the screen. So I can just take my finger and move them wherever I want. And I'm just going to move them. I'm going to overlap them a little bit. And there we go, something like that. Because I'm going to have my snowman wear a hat as well. So I'll show you how to make a hat for the snowman. Alright, so I'm going to paint my snowman white. I'm going to select the white color. And notice when you click on a paint color, the paint bucket automatically gets selected. So now if I just tap inside each circle, my snowman gets painted white. Alright, so I'm going to click back on this circle tool. And I'm going to make the eyes and buttons for the snowman. So I'm going to click on the black paint. And I'm just going to make 2 eyes. I'm just tapping on the screen to make these eyes. So I'm just tapping one finger on the screen. I'm going to make 3 buttons for the mouth. And I'm going to make 3 dots for the charcoal buttons on its body. So I'm going to click on this move tool again so I can move all those dots into their correct place. So this is going to take me a minute or so here to kind of put those in the correct spots. And if you want to create more buttons for the mouth, you sure could. And sometimes it's kind of hard to move those block dots in the right spot. That looks fairly good, I guess. Oops, now I really messed it up. There we go. And there we go. I'm going to move those 3 dots to make the buttons of the snowman. And again, it's kind of tricky to get them in the exact spot you want them, but just do the best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, so again, I use the circle tool, the black paint, to make my tap on my screen to make the eyes and mouth of my snowman. And I'm going to make a nose. And the nose, I'm going to use the triangle tool. And you might have to do some experimenting with this, but I'm just going to, again, just make a small nose, maybe something like that. And then I'm going to paint that nose orange. Oops. There we go. I'm going to press that undo tool. I'm going to paint that out. My paint bucket did not get selected, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on that paint bucket and paint that nose. There we go. And now I'm going to use a new tool. I'm going to use the turn tool. So I need to turn that nose the way I want it. So I'm going to click on that, and if I tap on the nose, that nose, and drag one of the corners, that nose should turn. And I'm going to use, maybe something like that. Alright, I'm going to press the arrow to move that nose onto my snowman. There we go, something like that. And then I'm going to build a hat for my snowman. So I'm going to use the square tool, or the shape. So I'm going to click on that, press the black paint. So let's see here. I'm just going to make a tall hat, and then I'm going to use that circle tool again. I'm going to make an oval for the hat to fit on its head. So you'll see in a second how that's going to work. So I'm going to click on the black paint, click on the paint can. Now I'm going to paint the inside of those shapes. I'm going to click the arrow. I'm going to put that hat right on the snowman's head here. There we go, something like that. I could have made that circle a little bit bigger, but that's okay, that looks pretty good. And now I'm going to make 2 arms for the snowman. So I'm going to use the line key here. I'm going to use the thicker line, see 1, 2, 3, the fourth line down, or the second to last line. So that line right there, you can see it's circled now. And then I'm going to use the line tool up here. So the line tool will allow me to make those arms. I'm going to use brown arms, so I'm going to choose the color brown. And I'm just going to draw an arm. There we go. And then I'm going to make it look like a stick. There we go. And there's my other arm. And you know what? I'm not sure I like that first arm, so I'm going to use this undo button. And I'm going to undo that arm. There we go. I like that better. There we go. There we go. That's much better. All right, and then I'm going to make a scarf. So I'm going to keep my tool on the line tool here. I'm going to choose a red scarf, and I'm just going to draw that scarf right around its neck here the best I can. There we go. I'm going to do a double line there. There we go, that looks pretty good. And I might just try to color that in there a little bit. There we go, that's better. All right, so there's my snowman. I think my snowman is finished. Oh, you know, I think I'm gonna add some color to its hat. I'm gonna add some holly. So I'm gonna start with the circle tool, just like we made its eyes. So I'm gonna do green. So 3 dots of green on its hat here. Oh, that's not working. So 3 dots of green. I'm gonna use the paint tool. Make sure I have the circle tool. There we go. Let's see if that will work. Now, there we go. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna do a red berry on that holly. So there we go. All right, so that works. So I'm gonna name my snowman. I'm gonna name my snowman Sam. There we go. I'm going to press the check mark because I feel like I'm finished making the snowman. So I'm going to press the check mark. And there's my snowman. And I can move that snowman anywhere I want in my scene. Cool. All right, so now I'm going to add one more character. So I'm going to press the plus sign here. I'm going to grab the penguin. There's the penguin right there. And I'm going to press the check mark. And there's the penguin. I'm going to move that penguin right on the iceberg right there. So now let's create a little story here. So I'm going to get Scratch Cat to say hi to the snowman. So I'm going to click on Scratch Cat. Right now the penguin is clicked. I'm going to click on Scratch Cat. And now you'll see Scratch Cat down here. And that means we are going to program Scratch Cat. I'm going to click on the yellow block, coding block. I'm going to get this flag, start on green flag. So my program is going to start if I click on this green flag up here in the corner. And I'm going to make Scratch Cat move to the right 4 steps. We'll try 4. So I clicked on that number, my keypad popped up, and I just changed it to 4. I'm going to tap on the green flag, and Scratch Cat should move 4 steps to the right towards the snowman. Let's check it out. Yep, that's about perfect. So I think I'm going to keep that. Actually going to move the snowman over just a little bit right there, and that should be perfect. I'll tap the green flag again. So when I tap this green flag again, it's going to put Scratch back into its original spot and start the program again. So I'm going to tap this green flag, and there we go. Scratch moves back to its original spot. So all you have to do is worry about touching that green flag up here at the top, and everything gets reset automatically. You don't have to move Scratch back to its original spot. You can if you want, but you don't have to. I'm going to make Scratch say hi to his new friend. I'm going to bring down, so that's the pink block, speech bubble, drag it and connect it like a puzzle piece. And I'm going to tap on say hi, uppercase H, I. There we go. So now when I tap on the green flag up here, Scratch Cat should say hi to his new friend. All right, so now I'm going to have the penguin do something. I'm going to have the penguin do an action and maybe say something. So there's my penguin. I tapped on it. Now I'm going to program something for the penguin. But I'm going to have the penguin start differently, which means I'm going to tap on this yellow block. I'm going to not start the penguin until I tap on the penguin. So I'm going to use the tap on the penguin block. So start on tap penguin. All right, so I'm going to tap on that penguin to do its action. And I'm going to use a new block here. Actually, I'm going to have my penguin say something. So I'm going to get my speech bubble down again. I'm going to tap on that speech bubble, and I'm going to have my penguin say, "This is fun." So there we go. So again, start your sentence with an uppercase, end it with a punctuation mark. There we go. And then to show the penguin has excitement about having a new friend as a snowman, I'm going to click on the blue arrow, and I'm going to have this block, or use this block right here, and that would be the jump block. And this number 2 under the jump block tells you how high the penguin will jump. So my penguin's going to jump 2 steps high or up, and not the amount of times the penguin's going to jump. If I want my penguin to jump more times, then I would change, or I would add more jumps. So now my penguin's going to jump 3 times. So let's say my penguin jumped to the height of 8 steps in the middle because it was super excited, and then it jumped 2 again at the end. So let's check that out. So I'm going to start my program by tapping on the green flag. And then to get my program to interact with the snowman or my story, I have to tap on the penguin because that's what I chose the penguin to do. This is fun. He's going to jump 2, 8, and then 2. Okay, so jumped really high. Maybe 8 was too high, so maybe I want my penguin to jump 6 only. Okay, so I'll try that again. This is fun. 2, 6, 2. There we go. All right, so that is how you make your character jump. And then if you wanted to do more things or add more things, you sure could. To do some experimenting, you can have your snowman Sam say something like, "Hi, my name is Sam. I'm glad to meet you," and have him do an action or have her do an action on your screen if you wanted. So you could do something by tapping the snowman and maybe making your snowman look excited by maybe wiggling or dancing. So here we go. So let's do 2 wiggles back and forth. So these are turn blocks. So your snowman will turn. So let's check this all out. So I'm going to press the green flag, scratches high, tap on the penguin. This is fun. And now tap on my snowman, and let's see what wiggle looks like. There we go. There's a little wiggle by my snowman. Okay. So that's how you would make a short little story or create a story in Scratch. Give it a try and see what you can do. Thanks. Have a great day.